Chula Radio Plus presents Chula Innovations Unlocked.
With a population of 1.4 billion people, India is ranked at number 5 of the world's largest economies and likely to soon become number 3 in the world economic arena. Despite diplomatic relations between the Kingdom of Thailand and the Republic of India established only 8 decades ago, but the bilateral relations of Thais and Indians are rooted in history, age-old social and cultural interactions, and extensive people-to-people contacts. Today, both nations have much to offer one another in many aspects. So, this week on Chula Innovations Unlocked, we visit the Indian Studies Center of Chulalongkorn University and talk to Assistant Professor Surat Horachaikul, Director of the ISC of Chula, regarding the center's mission and what Thais would miss out on if we lack the knowledge or neglect the potential of this South Asian state.
Dr. Surat, first of all, welcome to Chula Innovations Unlocked. I understand that the Indian Studies Center of Chulalongkorn University offers stories, knowledge, info, stats regarding ancient India, conventional India, and New India or modern India. My first question is, what exactly do you mean by New India?
Well, the word New India can be defined by different people in different senses,
Right.
It depends how you see it. But for us here in Chulalongkorn University, the word New India is of particular connotation. It's very specific for the Thai public. That is, we should not understand India as the way we used to understand India before.
Right.
Because India has transformed itself immensely. So if you are not aware of this, if the Thai public are not aware of this, then how do we maximize our national interest? How do we strengthen the bond with India and
Right.
so on? So the word new could mean education,
Okay.
science and technology, digital stacks, space programs of India, and many other things which are, linked to the Western countries. And as you are quite aware also that Indian diasporas in the United States, in the United Kingdom are doing very well with regard to science and technology and so on. So this is something we want to focus in the meaning of New India.
Right.
Yeah.
So depending on the definition of how each person defines.
Correct.
Right. So tracing back to your answer, what is the top 3 biggest misconceptions of Thai people having towards India or the Indian people?
I think firstly, is that India is full of poverty. Is the first misconception.
Okay.
India is sometimes slightly backward. And at the same time, India is good for ancient philosophy, Indian philosophy, and nothing else about modernity very much.
Right.
So these, I would say that a kind of misconception that a number of Thai people
Right.
do not understand. But increasingly, good news is that people are now seeing the other sides of India, the positive sides of India, the
Right.
modern India, which is of course very important for us.
Now, in terms of the economy and trade, where does India stand on the world economic map?
Well, right now they are number 5, right? And very soon, as Prime Minister Modi also said when he visited the United States of America, that will soon become number 3. And I fully agree
Right.
that nothing now can stop India.
What are the factors driving this?
Well, firstly, you have to also give credit to public policy of certain sets of public policies of the old days on science, education, and other. But at the same time, you have to recognize the fact that in the early 1990s, India embarked upon economic liberalizations,
Okay.
Going for privatization, going for a number of initiatives. And the last 10 years
Right.
by Prime Minister Modi that is something quite prominent, you know, infrastructure, you know, various kinds of policies, and even you can go down to how to encourage women participation in the economy and so on. So these are what I call salient features
Right.
and of India economic transformation. And it's very important that we Indian study centers elaborate on them to the public,
Right.
through radio program, through Facebook, through social media online, or even through interviews, like what you are asking me right now. Is also another way of getting this to the public that India is relevant.
Right.
India is an integral part of our life now, and soon you will realize it more and more than ever.
Right.
Yeah.
So where or how do you expect India to be in the next 10 years?
I would say definitely India would come to number 3 in terms of world economy.
Okay.
But then at the same time, you know, many initiatives on revisiting Buddhism in India, that is also something very important and very relevant to us. At the same time, education, science and technology of India, whether you name it, the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, and others, you know. So definitely you will see them, you know, to be what you call vital players
Right.
in the world, alongside with the Indian government in terms of foreign security policy. And this, I think, we have all realized with the G20 summit recently in India.
Right.
And then joint statement on you know, Russia, Ukraine was something of quite a challenge, but India did that, you know, came up with nail it down, you know. And this is something you start to recognize straight away that it's not the same India, the one of the past, you know.
Right.
This India means that when they say something, it's making impact throughout the world. But I'm more concerned the kind of impact, positive impact that would have upon us in Thailand, Thai society, because Indian Study Center of Chulalongkorn University serve the Thai public,
Right.
you know, to help them understand India.
Besides understanding, offering information and knowledge and know-how and trade channels, once they obtain that information, what is it that you expect the Thai population or people using the service of the Indian Study Center of Chula to do with that info?
I would say that it's our nature that we love networks.
Right.
Okay, this is our nature. So we are connected to civil servants in Thailand. We are connected to civil servants in India.
Okay.
So you have different kinds of needs. You know, some would travel from India or the UK to Thailand to ask us to help them with regard to information or research, you know. Then you have a lot of Thai businessmen also who are interested in economic relations with India, you know, in the business relations with India, and we always connect them to also to the commercial sector of the Embassy of India,
Nice.
Bangkok, and sometimes we also connect them to New Delhi. There are different units responsible for that. So definitely we cannot be the authority on every single issues about India, because India is massive.
Yes.
India is big, and there are different kinds of, you know, specific technical terms on different kinds of things. But what we could do the best is that we will make sure that we facilitate these people,
Right.
we connect them, you know, so that Chulalongkorn University has what you call a meaningful purpose of being with the public.
Right. Serving
also.
the public.
Service, you know, to serve the public also, because we don't want just only to teach. We don't want only just to conduct research alone, okay? We want to be connected with other people. And when you start working with people outside Chulalongkorn University, it in fact enhances your knowledge about India-Thailand relations, for example.
Okay.
You know, so this is something what we have been doing for since our establishment in 2011. Okay, and we will keep doing it.
Right. What would you say is the Indian Study Center of Chula's proudest moment, or let's say blue ribbon achievement?
That is very difficult question, and you know, I think each activity before we organize, okay, is carefully planned before we conduct any activities.
Okay.
But at the same time, for example, on the political science, Faculty of Political Science birth anniversaries of Chulalongkorn University at that time, Dr. S. Jayashankar, the External Affairs Minister, kindly accepted our invitation to deliver a talk here.
Okay.
You know, before that, we also had the Vice President of India who delivered his talk here.
Okay.
You know, then we have a number of activities and
You did yoga as well, eh?
we did International Day of Yoga. This year we have about 4,000 people.
Wow.
And then, you know, there are so many other activities. But I would say that all of the activities I feel quite proud of. And it's not only my work, undoubtedly. It's the students, it's other professors, you know, it's the staff in Chulalongkorn University, and even Chulalongkorn University Radio, for example, you know, which help publicize events. So networking that I keep emphasizing all the time, you know, help to achieve each activity of its own purpose.
Right.
So this is something I cannot answer you straight away, which is the most the best activity or which one should I be proud of completely. There was time I invited a writer like Amitabh Ghosh, you know, and the hall was full of scholars, students, you know, reading English literatures and others. So different kinds of events mean something for someone all the time. So I hope that each event inspired only some, you know, give them some kind of direction, and we consider that to be a success.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, India is very successful when it comes to high tech, computer, software, even aerospace, right?
Correct.
Right. But why is it, from my perspective, why is it that not too many Thai graduates want to further their studies in India when compared to other countries around the world?
I think this is a challenge of Indian Study Center of Chulalongkorn University. We accept this challenge. This is a challenge, and we want to embark upon this challenge. We want to conquer this. We want to do something about it. Okay. I think particularly part of the reason, comes from the negative perception that we had for a long time.
Right.
You know, and in today's world of social media online, sometimes also it becomes very difficult for people to concentrate.
Right.
You know, so I guess how to make sure that people truly understand India comprehensively also. This is undoubtedly
Holistically as well.
Holistically, it's quite a challenge. Okay. And that's why we think that once you understand that, once you go and study there, once you travel there, then you start to realize that, oh, this is not the India what I have thought about, you know, and so on. So again, it's quite a challenge, you know, because we both have similar cultural backgrounds, you know, Sanskrit, Pali, Buddhism, Hindu, Brahmanism, and so on. So again, we need to find that click button somewhere, you know,
Activate
to do
it.
more. But good news is that, you know, for example, Embassy of India, the Government of India, which is represented by the Embassy of India, Bangkok, you have very proactive ambassadors, you know, in the past, you know. So, I mean, they're working very hard also to get access to people, to make people understand. But at the same time also, it is also our job to fine tune, you know, with the world, to broaden our horizon, what's going on. So if you complain about not having enough scholarship to continue for your postgraduate study, India offers so many scholarships.
I didn't know that.
And it's IIT. You can go and study there.
Right.
At the same time, you might have problem with English requirement in the beginning, like you have to sit for TOEFL test or IELTS whatsoever. They have come up with a system that they want to interview you online first, you know, and the rest they will try to take care of you if you are qualified to study.
Okay.
So again, this is something, you know, it has been missed out. And unfortunately during the Cold War, you know, we drifted apart.
Right.
And it's very sad that we lost that kind of opportunities. But now that we are connected, we should do more.
Right.
To strengthen the bond of the people, to make sure that people from both sides understand each other, you know. And definitely, I'm not from Ministry of Foreign Affairs. What I can do is, of course, is with regard to education, with regard to, you know, civil society, and other kinds of network. You know, so I think this is something what we want to focus on and make sure that the Thai public understand India in a very comprehensive manner, so they know also how to go ahead with India on different dimensions, different needs.
Right.
Yeah.
We're conducting this interview in September of 2023. Thailand has recently saw a new government, a new prime minister. As an expert in India and Indian studies, what would be your recommendation or suggestion to the office, especially to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, regarding conducting the relationship between Thailand and India?
Don't think I will be able to recommend them anything because of my limited knowledge. But definitely what I want to say is that I have a lot of expectations from the government, you know.
Right.
And we want to see that the new government of Thailand, you know, come up with strategies, the big one, the specific one, the small one for different, because India is so huge,
Right.
you know. And I think many other scholars have this expectation from the new government that what would you come up with? What would the new government come up with, you know, with regard to India, you know, because India has transformed itself immensely.
Right.
And if we do not have a vision or strategic goal and then strategic means to achieve that, you know, then it's a loss, right? It's a loss. It's a loss for us.
Yeah. It's an opportunity loss.
Correct. Because end of the day, a lot of people ask me all the time that why Indian Studies Center focus so much on, you know, getting the Thai to know more about India and so on. It's for the Thais.
Right.
Because if you don't understand them, you don't understand what's going on. You don't understand how advanced India has gone in some aspects.
Okay.
You will not be able to reap benefits from that. You will not be able to connect to India.
Right.
So this is something, of course, we have been focusing on, you know, and we will keep doing it. And we hope that the government, the new government of Thailand, will, of course, you know, do something about it. And I'm sure that the Prime Minister and cabinet members have experience in their fields, you know, and I'm sure they will come up with something more tangible.
Right.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the Indian Studies Center of Chulalongkorn University does not only serve Chulalongkorn University students and staff, but also outsiders as well.
Correct.
How do we approach you?
A lot of people email me because my email is available on the internet, on the Chula's directories and websites and others. A number of people knew that I'm the director, so they send me a separate messenger through Facebook.
Okay.
Okay. A number of people ask for my phone number so they can contact through line and so on. A number of people just walk to Chulalongkorn University and said, I want to go and see Indian Studies Center, and then knock on the door.
Okay.
We welcome them. Sometimes we'll be easy, but definitely we'll get in touch with you. You have different kinds of requests coming in, you know, about India. So this is of course good news, you know. But again, at the same time, we do not rely upon people coming to us alone.
Right.
We want to make sure that we have, you know, our publications, our radio program in a very clear scripts, what we call digital stocks, so that people can just search in, and then they can find out information on this and that and
Right.
so on. So this is what we have been doing. Otherwise, we will not have enough human resources
Right.
or even space to satisfy all the queries. At the same time, we also connect them to Embassy of India, to the Indian Thai Chamber of Commerce, to various kinds of units, and sometimes we seek help from the Thai government officials who know about this in
Right.
particular. Sometimes we rely on former civil servants, like for example, Kun Adun, the former Director General of Foreign Trade from Ministry of Commerce.
โชตินิสากร
Correct.
โชตินิสากร yeah.
Correct. And he basically help us a lot. Sometimes we organize seminar, okay, just on particular subject
Right.
to make sure that the public participate,
Right.
and we don't allow speakers to take the whole session.
No domination.
No way. We allow the public on the
Right.
floor to interact, to ask
Right.
questions, And to be honest to you, a lot of people call me an expert on India, but again, I do not know many things also because India is massive, India is huge, So sometimes we take questions from the public,
Okay.
and we do some homework and then send them back. This is
Right.
what's going on, so on. So we try our level best. As long as you want to connect to India, you want to understand India, please come to us.
I see.
We're willing to help you.
What exactly is the ultimate goal, is the finish line where once you achieve this, the Indian Studies Center of Chulalongkorn University has finally achieved its purpose? Is there such a finish line?
I don't think there's a finish line because international relation is, of course, a continuous process.
Right.
And I think we have seen, worse day, now better day, and we want to see even better than this. And then there will come, more challenges because things evolve all the time, But my ultimate goal would be something like this: if Indian Studies Center establishes itself so well, so one day when I'm retired, there's a new director,
Right.
a new person's coming in, the systems moves on, and that's what you expect to see, rather than focusing on Professor Surat alone.
Right.
There should be a system where newcomers can come and then run Indian Studies Center in such a way that to strengthen the bond, between the peoples of the two lands.
Right.
That is something what we want to see, because end of the day, sustainable relations is the process that you need to keep nourishing it all the time.
Adapt to the dynamic.
Adapt to the day, and there are challenges, issues that are not static. They are dynamics, okay, and this is something we want to focus.
Right. Well, maybe next time we meet, I might be sitting here to interview the AI version of Dr. Surat. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you the best of luck on your voyage towards linking Thailand and India, Thais and Indians together. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
your
very
time.
much.
ดูแลกันครับ
Chula Innovations Unlocked is produced and presented by Superjohn Klinsawan. This program is brought to you by Chulalongkorn University.